Hello everyone. After making 3 consecutive NHL videos, I thought it would be nice to do something different for a change. And on top of that, this is a pretty big thing that just happened in the NFL recently, and I thought it was worth making a video for. And in this video, I'm going to talk about something that has not happened in the NFL in a long time, and that is relocation. As you can see here, this is a photo of the St. Louis Rams, and recently they were just relocated to Los Angeles. And I think that for the NFL, it's good that they're returning to Los Angeles. However, I don't like the way that they shafted St. Louis, and I honestly believe that they shafted St. Louis. Now, with that, let's see here. Just grab this real quick. Much better. There we go. Okay. Now, in terms of the St. Louis Rams, for all of you St. Louis Ram fans out there who just lost your team, I honestly think that you guys got colossally gypped. And here's my reasoning behind that. Anyways, I noticed in the NFL's relocation press conference that the owners, they weren't even really talking about feeling bad about St. Louis. They were busy congratulating the Rams owner for moving to Los Angeles. I mean, when every single owner is congratulating somebody for relocating a team, that doesn't give me a good vibe that the owners really cared about St. Louis at the end of the day. And to be honest, I think it's a real shame, because for any of you hockey fans out there, the St. Louis Rams were no Atlanta Thrashers. They were not another Atlanta Thrashers. I mean, the truth is, St. Louis actually did quite all right. And yes, they did have attendance problems over the years, but as a franchise, they still had good turnouts. Their building was mostly full, and they had decent fan support. And to me, it's just a real bummer that the St. Louis Rams had to relocate. But for me, there's a few things that bother me about the whole thing, on top of the fact that the owners seemed to be so busy congratulating Stan Kroenke on moving the Rams that it didn't even sound like they really gave a damn about St. Louis. But for me, there were 2 other things that I noticed from Stan Kroenke when he gave his press release that made me really quite annoyed. And truth is, I'm not even a Rams fan. And I really thought of some of the things that Stan Kroenke said were really a huge slap in the face to any St. Louis fan. Now, the first thing he said that really bothered me was that he was going on about how he was the head of the LA committee. Yeah, they had a committee trying to get a football team back to Los Angeles. And the whole time, Kroenke and these other owners were talking about building a stadium in Los Angeles that the owners could be proud of, that the NFL could be proud of. Yeah. So when the owner of the St. Louis Rams comes out and says, "Hey, I was the head of the LA committee," that doesn't really sound like somebody who really cared about the Rams staying in St. Louis, now does it? Now, for you St. Louis fans out there, here's a little extra salt to the wound for you. In that same press conference, you know what Stan Kroenke said? He said that I've had a, quote for quote, I've had a home in Los Angeles for many years. Of course the guy wants to move the damn team to Los Angeles. He's the head of the Relocation Committee, the Los Angeles Committee, and he has a home there. Of course he wants to move the damn team there. Of course he doesn't care about St. Louis. And get this. Supposedly, I heard that Kroenke was offered somewhere around $750 million from the city of St. Louis to build a new stadium in St. Louis to keep the Rams in St. Louis. But supposedly, Kroenke turned them down. If he really cared about keeping the team in St. Louis, I think he would have done a little more. Now, here's a little extra to mention to back that up. Get this. Supposedly, Kroenke was out of the public eye for like 3 or 4 years before now, since like 2012. Avoiding media, avoiding any type of conversation about a new stadium in St. Louis. Where now it's obviously clear that during that time, he was busy trying to get a new stadium in Inglewood, California, to relocate the Rams to Los Angeles when the time was right. And speaking of this whole relocation business, to me it sounded to me like the NFL has had this plan to move a team to Los Angeles for a while. And I honestly think that the Rams, I honestly think that with the Rams, the NFL did not care at the end about keeping them in St. Louis. I think it was a case of, as soon as we can find a team that's even remotely movable to Los Angeles, screw the city, screw their fans, that team is going to Inglewood, and that's final. Like, judging from what I heard in the NFL's press conference with the owners and Roger Goodell, the commissioner, I would honestly argue that the NFL had this relocation set in stone for a while and just didn't want anyone to know about it until they were ready to officially announce it. Now, in my opinion, that's a real shame. And I think it's a huge slap in the face to the fans in St. Louis that really cared about the Rams. Now, on top of that, one other thing about this whole St. Louis relocation to Los Angeles that really bothered me was that the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis was still fine for football for, I'd say, another 10 years easy, no problem. While Qualcomm Stadium and the Oco Coliseum in Oakland and San Diego, respectively, are both in desperate need of replacement stadiums. And I honestly think that they should have built one new stadium in Carson, California, like the plan was originally, from what we've heard, from what they've said in the public, what the rumors have been. they should have done, in my opinion, was build a stadium in Carson so that the Chargers and the Raiders could move there. That would have helped two teams instead of one. Now, I understand that the Chargers have an option to move to Inglewood alongside the Rams. Or if they don't, then Oakland has that opportunity to take it in their place. But the thing is, the NFL has now stripped a team from a big market in St. Louis. So now there's only one team in Missouri, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. And now you've got 4 NFL teams in California. That, as of right now, is 1/8 of the entire league. Now, I understand California has a lot of people. And that is a bit of an understatement. But the thing is, why have so many teams in one market, in one state, when you could have a second team in Missouri, in another big city, and expand with yet another team in Los Angeles? But, as I say that, it didn't quite work out that way. And it's not the end of the world. And the truth is, California has so many people that when it comes to football, American football, which could practically sell out in anywhere, hell, you could build a stadium in the middle of Alaska, and I would honestly say that stadium would probably be full every Sunday afternoon. Seriously, the NFL is that popular in the States. So when you have a monstrous population like California, I can understand the NFL wanting a 4th team. I mean, California's huge. For population, it's huge. And as I say that, I think St. Louis has been gutted. I think they got gypped. And I really believe very strongly that Stan Kroenke did not care about St. Louis at all by the end of his time with the franchise in St. Louis. Now, as I say that, for all of you Los Angeles fans out there, congratulations on getting the Rams back. I mean, I'm always really happy to hear about cities getting their franchises back. And if there's any city that should have never, ever lost an NFL franchise, it was Los Angeles. Like, I honestly don't understand how Los Angeles could go without a franchise for over 20 years. Like, are you kidding me? Something is seriously wrong there. Los Angeles doesn't have a NFL team? What? That makes no sense. That's ridiculous. And I'm glad that Los Angeles has got a team back. And I feel terrible for you St. Louis fans out there. And I really hope that you guys get a team somewhere down the road. I mean, the NFL, I've heard things about the NFL possibly expanding to 34 teams. So if that's the case, I would love to see you St. Louis fans get another team. And I believe that you guys are a good enough fan base, even though you've lost the Cardinals as well as now the Rams. I believe that you guys have enough of a fan base to have a good football team. And I really hope that you guys will get another opportunity sooner rather than later. Now, with this whole Los Angeles NFL thing, I'm hoping that the Raiders will move in with Los Angeles because their stadium is in far worse shape, in my opinion, than San Diego's Qualcomm Stadium. Now, I'm not saying that that stadium doesn't need to be replaced because it does. It's an old stadium. But I'm hoping that what'll happen is that San Diego will get a new stadium in San Diego and Oakland joins the Los Angeles Rams in Inglewood. But as I say that, why couldn't the Oakland Raiders even... Never mind. I was going to mention maybe having the Oakland Raiders move and play in Levi's Stadium alongside the 49ers, but I don't really think that would work. Now, is there anything else? Let me see. I know one thing. With the Rams in Los Angeles, it will make weekly travel for the other NFC West teams a lot easier. Because now they won't have to travel as far. And I think for some of the teams in that division, because they only play once a week, I don't really think that makes much of a difference, but maybe keeping the teams closer could help. And I have a certain team in the NFC West that I really like, so hopefully that'll help them. Now, with all of that, I think Kroenke I think Stan Kroenke was in it just for his own personal self. I think at the end of it, he only cared about himself. And I think it's a shame. But, as I say that, Los Angeles should have never, ever lost the Rams in the first place. And as bad as I feel for you St. Louis fans out there, I honestly don't think that Los Angeles should have ever lost the Rams. I'm sorry. But a city as big as Los Angeles, if Los Angeles is losing a professional sports franchise, in my opinion, something is seriously wrong. Now, on a final note, I want to quickly mention something else real quick. Take a look at that jersey. Now take a look at this jersey. I really hope that the Los Angeles Rams will go back to those jerseys, the greatest show on turf jerseys. These are my favorite uniforms in football. I absolutely love the colors, and I think they're spectacular uniforms. I really do. And I would love to see those make a comeback. So, with all of that, that is it for this video. But I want to quickly say thank you to you viewers for getting my view count almost at 600 views and counting now. And I never thought for a second that I would even get 40 views on my first video after 6 months. So the fact that I've had this many views, to all of you viewers out there, thank you so much. I am truly honored. And I also want to thank the person who subscribed to my channel. I'm truly honored, and I really hope that you've been enjoying my videos. Now, moving forward, I plan to do 5 more videos, and if you are a fan of the NHL and you are looking forward to some of the jersey changes for the 2016-17 season, there's a few things that I know about already. So stay tuned for that video. I should have it uploaded in the next few weeks as of this video. And until then, I may even have an extra hockey-related video coming up soon. But that depends on if I have time to make one or not. But anyways, until my next video, thank you for watching, and as I always say, take care, and as always, bye for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.